Hi, this is Jake with Metcraft Industries. I've also got Stacy here with us today. We would like to go over our pneumatic valves, our A311 single temperature valve and our A312 dual temperature valve.
As Jake alluded to, they are pneumatic valves, so they work off atmospheric pressure. There's no need for any kind of electricity or air lines to operate these valves. We do have 2 points of connection. They're mounted down to a galvanized mounting plate with screws, and the modular design has a C-clip that holds the individual modules together. So the pneumatic valves come with the same component parts, whether it's a single temperature valve, dual temperature valve, shower valve, or lavatory valve.
The A311 comes with a single module and a single stop check. The A312 comes with dual modules and dual stop checks. Additionally, the A311 comes with an elbow, and the A312 comes with a T, along with push buttons on both sets of valves. The module is the heart of the valve. It starts and stops the water flow.
So there's 3 main components to a flow-through valve module. You have what we call a PVK1, which is the air side of the valve, so it starts and stops water flow. We have a water diaphragm kit, which has 3 components as well, which consists of a metal orifice plate, a water spring, and a diaphragm. These are the parts that you would change if your valve was running on or leaking, so that's a good replacement part to have on hand. And they're all secured down to our valve base.
Each valve comes with 2 sets of tubing. One is 1/2 inch that runs the main water supply connection to the valve, as well as 1/8 inch tubing that runs from the valve to the push button.
Very simple connections for the 1/2 inch tubing. It'll run from your T or your elbow, and we have compression fittings here, but you take off the nut. You always want to slide the tubing clear past the edge of the nut, and then secure it down to the valve, and really just maybe a 1/4 turn past hand tight. When you get to the 1/8 inch tubing, similar type connection. It's got a compression nut as well. On the valve side, we're going to just slip it over a brass barb fitting, which if you can tug it off, if you can pull it off, it's not tight enough, it's going to lose vacuum. You may just trim off a little bit and try to reconnect at that point. On the other end, where we fasten to the push button, you have another compression nut. Again, you want to slide the tubing all the way through the nut, insert it into the push button, and then finger tight.
As we talked about earlier, each valve comes with either a T for dual temperature valves or an elbow for single temperature valves. Each elbow or T comes with a compression fitting, and there is a flow control inside of the T or elbow that ranges from 1/2 gallon a minute for lavatories up to 2.5 gallons a minute for showers. The final component of the valve is the stop check. The stop check comes in 3 main pieces. The top can be removed, and you'll find a hex nut that can be screwed in or out to turn on or off your water supply.
Real quick, Jake, a lot of people confuse this with a regulator. So it's not, it doesn't regulate the water flow or anything like that. It's purely a stop. So if you screw it all the way down, it acts as a stop and it'll shut off the water flow if you need to make repairs to the valve. But in normal operating conditions, it needs to be wide open.
There's also a screen in the valve or in the stop check that can be used to catch debris or clean out anything that you get in the water line. This screen can be reassembled by putting it in the top of the stop check and then reinserting that inside the stop check body.
So the back side of the stop check is where we attach to the water supply. We have a 12-inch braided line that we provide with our valve. It simply threads on the stop check. There shouldn't be any need for any kind of pipe dope or plumber's tape or anything like that. And then we'll just thread onto a 1/2 inch threaded fitting on your copper water supply.